Hello, I am here with your Thursday, March 18th. Oh, it's bad. I have to look at a calendar. I'm sorry. Your March 18th tarot using the Angel Tarot. I have done an extensive pre-shuffle off screen, and now we ask for our messages for Thursday, March 18th. Are you guys prepared for the spring equinox? It's happening on Saturday. Yay! I love spring. I like getting out in the warmer weather. I enjoy watching the snow melt. Now, hopefully, the weather won't flip too much on us. I know that's a bit of prophetizing, maybe inviting some bad weather by saying that, but I do enjoy spring. I love watching things come to life again. And I did notice that my neighbor's tree in the backyard, I am able to see it quite clearly. This year the branches have grown just far enough away from the tree that I'm going to be able to watch the buds open. And I like being able to get outside. And one of the cards that has come out is the Hermit, because that's what I'm doing, hermiting, partly because of the weather, partly because I do have appointments and stuff that I do need to be cautious and make sure that I can get into with no problems. So we will start with the bottom of the deck. We have, now there's a lot on these cards, and they do have angel, a lot of angel information on them. I'm not going to go into them too much. I don't want these videos to be too long. I personally lose interest when people are too rambly. Bottom of the deck energy is we have the King of Wands. King of Wands, he's a bit ruthless, a little bit arrogant. Fire energy, Leo particularly with the King of Wands. Usually there's a line depicted with the king or a lot of fire. We do have the start of Aries on the spring equinox, which is Saturday, March 20th. But the King of Wands is also that very driven, passionate business type CEO energy. And that's what's driving us through this particular reading. Now we do have two major arcana, and we start off with the Empress card, loving, nurturing, the queen over all of the queens. She's usually depicted as being very pregnant. Maybe you yourself are pregnant or hoping to be hearing news about that. That's very specific for only a handful of people. Otherwise, you could be birthing or nurturing something new. We do have spring literally right around the corner. And this also could be that energy, that spring equinox energy coming in where things are coming to life and it's happy energy. We do have the Hermit in reverse. Now the Hermit in reverse is we're busting out of that Hermit energy. We're coming out of hibernation. We are not necessarily stuck inside. We might be wanting to socialize. It's probably not a good idea to be doing so in large groups, depending where you are and how things are moving. For where I'm at, it's going to probably be a while before that happens. But we still have that energy of wanting to bust out and just be outside and be around people. The Hermit is also the wise man who, to me, when you say hermit and wise man, he's that wise man depicted living up on the mountain on his own. That can be probably a better visualization of the hermit. The hermit is also the bear coming out of hibernation. But don't forget, the hermit also carries the lantern with the star energy, which is hopes and dreams. You have that knowledge, this is also a time of busting that out. It's time to bust out that knowledge, share your hopes and dreams, and start working at nurturing those and to make them come true. Now we do have another king. We have the King of Swords. If you thought the King of Wands was ruthless, this guy, he's the executioner. He's the doer. He is not cautious about words. There is a big lack of cups here, so there may be some sharp words exchanged or words that need to be spoken that you're not taking into anyone's emotion or the emotional aspect of how your words are going to be used or felt. But with that said, the King of Swords is very intellectual, very smart, executes a plan, doesn't just fly by the seat of his pants like the King of Wands. The King of Swords has a plan, and he has planned all of the details, and he's ready to take that knowledge and put it into action. Now on the bottom of the deck, or actually, sorry, what came out with the King of Swords is the Knight of Swords. Now the Knight of Swords, he swoops into action. He's not necessarily the executioner. And again, there is a lack of impact or worry about impact of your words. And I do really feel like there is an exchange of words happening or about to happen or needs to happen in order to get your point across, maybe to relay what your contribution to a plan is. I'm looking at another deck right now, and we have the Queen of Swords right on the top. So there's a lot of energy still from the Judgment card where you're being called to take action. You're taking that action with the Swords energy. You're ready to swoop in and start releasing your plans. You've been working on this, you've been sitting on it, and now it's time to act. You've got the passion, you've got the drive, you've got the knowledge, you've been working on this and nurturing it for a long time, and it now is time to bust that out, release it, let it go into the universe. And this is some really good energy to be moving into that springtime, because we're getting that oomph, that extra boost from the sun, and the sun being in Aries, as well as some of the other planets changing, I believe. Venus is moving signs. Mercury is changing signs, as well as Mars being in Gemini, which is an air sign, which Swords also is. We got a lot of air feeding fire, and we know what happens with that. That gives life to the fire. It's time to release that plan and take action. I'm going to leave it here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.